Hi,
Okay.
everybody. I see
Mhm.
people are coming in. Should we wait like a couple
Perfect.
more
Hello.
minutes? Yeah,
Yeah,
people
we'll
are
let
coming.
everybody join in.
Okay. I can't see on my end who's joining, so
Yeah. Welcome to our December quarterly webinar.
Yes, welcome.
welcome, welcome.
Maybe we'll just touch as people are coming in still. This is Zoom webinar.
Mhm.
So we are going to use the Q&A chat for any questions that you have. So not the regular chat, the Q&A chat is perfect for questions.
Yes. And we love questions, so please, please, please ask questions. All right.
Oh,
Shuffle, you guys want to just go ahead and kick this baby off?
yeah, I think
Are
we're
we
ready.
ready? All right. So again, welcome everybody to our December YMCA webinar on branches, camps, and facilities. We're glad you all could be here. Again, as Jordan just mentioned, we do invite you to ask questions, but this is a little different. Instead of the chat box, please use the Q&A box at the bottom left side of your screen. Once you post a question and the question is answered, everybody will be able to see. So please, please use that function. Little bit of introductions. My name is Chrissy Derleth, and I'm an account manager with OneEach. Here joining me today, we also have Jordan Huseman, who's the Director of Operations, and then Christina Godfrey, who's an account manager and project manager. Before we get into the agenda and start things off, we wanted to begin with a poll. So since we're doing these different content types, are you actively using the branch, camp, facilities, and locations within your organizations right now? Or I should say within your website.
We just popped that poll up there, so if you can take a minute to answer that. All right. Looks like about a mix 50-50. So we'll go ahead and end that poll now. And it seems like it's a good thing we're covering that today.
Yeah. So today we're going to go over a handful of things. We're scheduled for an hour. We're not sure if it'll go that long, but we'll see. Depends on how many questions we get. But we're going to start with the breakdown of the branch, camp, and facility content types. Then we'll also discuss and show examples of how to use the locations page. We'll be talking about important things to know regarding the YMCA digital services, as well as updates on the latest YMCA features, including the Drupal 10 version with the layout builder, which is very exciting. And I think a lot of you will be excited to hear about that. So without further ado, I'm going to pass this along to Christina.
Awesome, thank you, and welcome everybody. So today we're going to just kind of do a quick glimpse into our branch and those that have the custom version of Carnation, as well that will highlight the and I'm drawing a blank, camp and facility content types as well. So those are your three location types. Today we're going to just primarily focus on the branch content type because that is the one that is available on all of our YMCA themes. And I will say for those, if you haven't, we do recommend, even if you just have your one primary location, that you do still establish that branch content for your primary location, because it does have some benefits that you can pull in and utilize throughout your website. But what we're going to do is just kind of get started here. What I have is, this is again using the branch content type. So if you go to content, add content, you will see you have a branch option here. And just going to do a quick tour of some of the fields, kind of what they are and how they can benefit. So when you are filling out your branch content type, you of course start off with your general information. Number one being your title. Now, something to kind of keep in mind when you are creating, if you have a branch or a YMCA that has maybe a very long name, you do want to maybe consider condensing that as best as you can to where it can still be easily identified. Only because that is the name that will display anytime you pull that branch info anywhere within the site or even on that branch page. So you don't want any information getting cut off. Now, in your general information, you also have a neighborhood. So this is kind of an optional feature, but you do have within your taxonomy listing, this is tied into your area, but you can actually create areas. So if you do have multiple locations, and your locations are in different sections that are easily identified within your city or county, you can actually kind of break those down and identify them by neighborhood or area. To even get a little bit more detailed for your members. You also have a coming soon. So if you've got a branch, you can select that coming soon. It puts a little nice little bubble on your branch location that says coming soon to highlight that. Now, by default, when you create a branch page, that branch is going to automatically link back to itself. However, you do have the ability to create a temporary URL. So if you would like to actually direct that individual to another page or another website for that branch or location, you can do that as well. Say, for example, if you have a branch that maybe has their own external website, you can highlight that and link your viewers directly to their website as well. All right, moving kind of down here, you have your contact information. So this is going to be all of your details for your branch location. So you want to make sure you're filling in all of your street address information. And kind of scrolling down here, you have your branch coordinates. Now, by default, or excuse me, I shouldn't say, this is not a default feature, Jordan, right? The branch coordinates, you have to put this in.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I was thinking of something else there for a split second, but you can easily just pull up your address in Google Maps, do a right click on your location, and that will give you your latitude and longitude to pull that out. And that integrates what Jordan was highlighting on the locations. We're just going to show a lovely map feature with your location on it. And again, just some more general information. Now, this is where the default part comes in. By default, it will automatically, when you plug in that location, that longitude and latitude, it will create a directions link using that information. However, if you have created your own directions site, maybe through Google Maps, you've kind of created a breakdown of road, road by road instructions, you can link individuals to another direction site. And again, that is optional. All right, keep moving down here. Try not to get long-winded or anything. I'm sorry. All right, we're going down into our branch hours. So this is going to be where you specify your hours of operation. And you can come in here and update these. So especially like with the holidays coming up, you can have just your normal hours, but then you can specify on specific days, closing early for, Christmas Day. So you can come in here and actually edit as you have things coming up in your calendar. If you're going to have days where maybe your hours of operation will be different. Excuse me. All right, and then we come down to the three most common areas that you are used to working within, and that is your header, content, and bottom area. So your, excuse me, your branch content type, same as with your camp and facilities, do not have an image associated with them. So we do encourage you to utilize that header area, creating a banner. It's a great place to maybe highlight an image of your location, like the front of the building, or something that just as an easy identifier for that location. And then you have your content area, again, areas that you should be familiar with. This is where you're going to put all of those details. So if you are not linking your viewers out to an external source, this is where you're going to put all the information and details for that specific location. What all is offered, what's coming up, what's happening. And then you have, of course, your bottom area, which again, is just another way for you to incorporate maybe images, a gallery of some screenshots of different areas of your location. And then lastly, that brings us down to our branch amenities. Okay, so your website does come kind of pre-stocked with some most common amenity features. But again, you do have the ability to customize this within your taxonomy listing. So if you come down here, again, structure, taxonomy, you have your amenities. You can jump over to that and easily edit your amenities so that it is more specific to you. And I was just going to pop over here so you could get an idea of kind of how it looks. And so these will be amenities that you can easily pull in to your actual location. All right. Oh, and I will also add, yes, it does give you, if you have amenities, but maybe some of them are temporarily closed, you can put in that it is a closed amenity. Maybe if your pool is getting renovated or something, you can specify that. But yeah, so that's kind of just a breakdown of our branch location. And again, as I said, some of you, for those that are in our custom builds, you will also have camp and facility locations. So again, it's just a better way for those that have multiple locations. You can separate those location types out. They all have pretty much the same functionality as far as putting in all your information. The only difference, which I will share, is those that have camp. If we go into the camp, you actually have the ability to create a camp menu. So you can create a menu structure that is specific to that camp itself that you can then add to other pages within your website by using that camp menu paragraph type. So you'll see here where it allows you to create multiple. So just a way for you to kind of customize. Otherwise, I think that does it for me. There aren't any questions in covering that. Yes.
Can you show us the page view of a branch?
Oh, absolutely.
Content
Yes. Oh, forgive me. Yeah. So let's go. Since we do have this one created, I will bring it up in view. And this is what your branch is going to look like. So you'll see we've got a nice little image up here at the top. Now, again, it would be a great place for you to showcase like an actual image of your facility. You have your location details here. And then scrolling down, you have all of your, again, your content specific to that location. And then I will share the amenities. I do not have the amenities added. Oh, no, it's right here, branch amenities. So, and we can click to see all of your amenities. But yeah. All right, well, in that case, if there are no questions in regards to those three areas, I feel like I went through that really fast. Sorry. Like, oh, I was trying to talk really slow.
Yeah.
But
It looks like
yes.
Ben, I saw Ben raised his hand. Ben, if you have a question, go ahead and pop it in that Q&A answer field. We'll be able to see it and we can either address it via the chat or we'll address it on screen.
Yeah, absolutely. But until then, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and stop sharing and I'm going to hand this over to Jordan. And Jordan is going to actually be showing you how these three elements are incorporated into your locations page of your website. So I will stop sharing. And it looks like we have question? Yes, unless I'm mistaken, Jordan, yes, Ben, it should be the same look no matter what theme you're in. As far as kind of the general layout of everything.
Correct. Yeah, the back end of every branch is going to look the same no matter if you're in the Carnation Lily or Rose theme. You'll still have the same areas to fill out with the kind of the header, the content area, the footer, but you'll have branch hours, amenities, contact information. It's always going to ask you for that longitude, latitude, and then the page should look similar. You should have that branch contact hours show up at the top still.
Yep. And if I can just add, I just remembered something, Jordan, before you dive into the locations.
Sure.
Kind of just expressing kind of the importance of why, especially if you do have multiple locations, the benefit to creating those branches and camp items is that when you're creating items such as events, news, if you do a blog, in those content types, you have the ability to actually tag specific locations. So if you have stories that pertain to a specific camp, so to speak, you can tag that camp. And then when you're creating that camp page, you can actually add those blogs or news stories or events that are specific to that location onto that page directly to kind of isolate. But yeah, so just another little benefit to utilizing those. Right. That was it. Sorry.
No, thank you. All right. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about the locations page because it does work hand in hand with your branch camp facility content types. It kind of pulls all the information that you entered in to those content types to one central location so that users can come and kind of see which branch is closest to them, which one is going to have the amenities that they are looking for. So if you are not utilizing this page, it's not a requirement that you do, but you do have it on your site as an option to use. So to find that page, it is always located at /locations. So if you type /locations at the end of your URL and you do not have this page, please reach out to your account manager. We'll take a look and make sure we get this configured and set up for you. But this is the locations page. In the header area, it has a find your location and it has a map in the background here. And the map will put pins of all the branch camp and facilities that you enter into your site, and it will know where to put the pins because you entered in the latitude and longitude that it was asking you for. So again, if you Google map your address, you should be able to right click. It'll give you the exact coordinates that you'll need. But this is why it asks for that, because it will generate a map view. We've got a couple different camps in Arizona, branches in Texas, so it looks very large over here, but the locations page will let the user enter in their address or their zip code to search for the YMCA that's closest to them. They can set a radius if they need to, and they can also turn off and on the different types of locations they're looking for. So if they just want to look at the YMCAs, they can uncheck those boxes and see, just those. If they want to look at just the camps, same thing, they can turn on and off those boxes over here. Then underneath the header area, it will pull in all of the content from those 3 content types. So it's always going to put your branches up at the very top. It will stack 2 side by side and it'll create rows for as many branches as you have. It will pull in the branch name, address, telephone, branch hours, and then it will give a directions link here. And this is also by default generated from Google. So based off your address and those lat long values you put in, a user can click on the directions link and it will automatically open up a Google Maps with the user's location to that branch. I am in Arizona, so I'm a little bit far away from Texas here, but kind of a nice feature to have right on your website for users to access, especially those users that are on their mobile phone. If they're trying to drive to your location, they can click right on that directions link. So it's got all your branches up here. Then it will list out your camps below with a little header, though also in a different color. And then it will have your facilities down at the very bottom as well. Now, all of the branch camps and facilities will have a big button, and when you click on the info button, it takes you directly to that branch page or that camp page that Christina was building in the back end, so the user can get more specific information about that location. So it's got the nice banner image up here at the top. This is a gallery that we've added. It's got the branch information right up here at the top, and the middle part is up to you to fill out this content area. You can decide what's the most important things users want to see when they're coming here. You can make sure you add all of that to that specific page. Let's go back to our locations page here. The other thing I really love about the locations page is that it does list an amenities finder on the sidebar area of this page. So when you are filling out those branches and camps facilities, the amenities at the very bottom, they all come into play on the locations page on the side. So I always recommend taking the time to really go through and create a good list of your active amenities that branch offers, because users may be coming and looking for something specific. So if they're looking for specifically, maybe a playground, they can select that amenity and it will filter the results to the branches that you've tagged have that amenity there. So if they're really looking for something specific, like an indoor pool or an indoor running track, or maybe they need a child watch at that facility, they can really narrow down their search and find exactly what they're looking for a lot faster. So I love this amenities list. I will touch again, as Christina mentioned, you can edit what amenities you have. That's all under structure, taxonomy, and then amenities. And here you can see a master list. So if you need to retitle something, if you need to add a new term, the only big thing required for adding a new amenity is going to be the name, which is the title, and then an icon file appeared. So it goes along with that amenity. If you do not have an icon ready, no problem. There is thenounproject.com. This is a free place to come search for those SVG files for little icons if you need one for those amenities. And that is linked directly next to the add an icon file. So it's easy for you to remember. You don't even have to bookmark it because it's right there for you to search. All right. Any questions on the locations page or how that functions? Has any questions come through? All right, not quite yet. I do want to point out this map. Every once in a while, we do see this map change to a map of London. So if for whatever reason you pull up your map, you have your branches in there, and you see that the map doesn't quite match what you've entered in, please let us know. It's kind of a known issue that pops up every now and then, but our team can definitely get that fixed very quickly for you. So if you happen to see it, let us know and we'll get it adjusted. And if you just don't have this locations page at all, please let us know too, because we can get it configured for you. All right. I also wanted to touch in beyond the locations page, some of the reasons that it would be good to have at least one branch set up. So if you choose not to use the locations page or not to use any of the branch camp and facility content types, you definitely do not have to use them. They're part of the site, but they may not be right for your website to have showcased. However, it would be beneficial, even if you are not going to have it publicly linked to, it would be beneficial to have at least one branch set up for reasons that Christina mentioned below. Anytime you are creating a new blog post, a new event even, or a new news post, the site will ask you to tag a location. And if you do not have that branch content type set up, you will not be able to save that blog post or save that news post event. So we always recommend having at least one set up just to make sure that you can utilize the blog, the news, and the session. If you're breaking out into the programs and sub-programs content types on your site, that session is also going to require having the locations tagged. The other content type that has the option to tag a location are your events as well. So you'll see when creating events on the site, you'll have that locations box again. This one is not required. But if you are using things like the events post listing paragraph type to display your events, that has a locations filter on it. So you can let users filter events by specific branches so they can see, hey, the branch next to me has a great event. I want to make sure I'm going to that one. And to give you a visual, let's go find an events post listing. So it gives users the ability to show events for those specific locations. So it's really helpful to tag locations if you have multiple ones. Events are going to be optional, but again, blog posts, news posts, and then that session paragraph type that goes with kind of the program subcategory, it's going to be required on that one as well. Okay, I think that was everything that you need to know about the locations page. I wanted to switch gears here and actually jump into another poll question for you. And this one is all about Layout Builder. I'm curious if anyone has heard of Layout Builder. And so I'm going to take a quick poll. Have you heard of Layout Builder? I know it's been trickling down the pipeline. Do you have no idea what it is? Do you know a little bit about what it is? We're very excited about it here on our end, so we want to start making sure we're keeping you guys updated with where we're at in that process. We'll let those poll results come in. Looks like we're, again, about 50-50 yes and no on Layout Builder. Let's go ahead and end that poll. All right. So Layout Builder is an on-page editing tool that we are very excited for. So rather than having to jump into the back end to edit your on-page or your pages, you'll actually be able to do that from the page view itself. You'll be able to click directly into a pencil icon and go in and see those changes made on the page as you are making them. Apologies about my dog in the background if you can hear. So we're very excited. Layout Builder is something that is coming with Drupal 10. So right now, all of our websites are currently on Drupal 9. We have been preparing for Drupal 10, and our plan is to start updating your websites to Drupal 10 in the new year. So in 2024, we'll be reaching out about updating you into Drupal 10. We also want to make sure that we're updating you into the latest version of YMCA website services. So for the past year, OpenY, which you may be more familiar with, they have renamed themselves. They are now YMCA Digital Services, or YMCA DS. And the website piece of that is called YMCA WS, or Website Services. And they have been working on building out Layout Builder throughout every content type within their sites in the Carnation theme. So the landing pages, the branches, the events, the news posts, they're all going to have the ability to be created and managed with Layout Builder. They have also added some really cool new features that come along with Layout Builder, like a design system, and that will let you easily switch all of your branding per page. So if you like the green branding, the blue branding, it's going to be very easy to pull in some more brand compliant colors on those pages. So I wanted to share just a little bit about that, because that is our goal, is to get everybody updated to that latest version, which is 10.3.1.1. So we'll get you updated to that version and get you into Drupal 10. They also, if you want to poke around a little bit to see what's coming, they have released new demo sites. So they are moving away from the 3 themes, Carnation, Lily, Rose. It's going to be kind of one theme, and we have all these new features to pull in using that Layout Builder. So this is the new sandbox site, or the demo site of the Carnation theme. And we'll share this link out if you want to take a look, but it's going to have some really neat features like setting a preferred location that pops in. We've got brand new and banner paragraph types that are going to automatically put these overlays directly on your images, which is really neat. Different types of little featured program styling that's been adjusted. kind of some brand new components for banners that'll be full page. For events, you can have featured events now. And this is a really cool site to check out, which is their new Sandbox site. The other thing they did with this last update that just came out, I think a month ago, is they went through and they added brand new content to all of these Sandbox sites. I think it's 15 pages of useful demo content that their marketing team came up with that you guys can take advantage of if you need content for that. So check out this site. It'll give you an idea of what's to come. So we'll send this out to play around with. The other thing that we'll send out too, just to start getting a sneak peek, is the documentation all about Layout Builder. So they've documented it very well, and they've even documented the new design system that they'll be launching too. So they've got 4 different colorways here: a blue, a green, a purple, and a red. You can easily, what you'll be able to do is easily on page switch the colorway branding here. Let's see if I can get, let's go back. So you'll see for that branch content type that we have here, this is the new branch look within that green colorway system. So you'll be able to pull in all these different pieces. The amenities are styled a little bit differently. And if you need, you can easily switch those to, that blue or that purple just by changing the colorway on the page. So we're very, very excited for this new change. It will be coming to you next year. We'll have a rollout plan in place. We can speak more on it in the coming weeks as we prepare for that. But very exciting news that we can't wait to share with you guys. Questions on the new plan, the plan for next year, Drupal 10, the new Layout Builder, the new kind of theme and systems? Any questions coming in?
No, not at the moment, but I am sure as we start pushing out some information on this, it's gonna start to become a hot item. I can see it, that everyone's going to share our excitement in it. So
definitely, it's pretty cool. We've been waiting for kind of all the pieces to be set in place, and now that the YMCA website services team has kind of finished their development on it, we are in our final stages of testing it out on our end, so we can start rolling this out to all of our customers. So if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to your account manager on this. We'll be sending out much more information, exactly what this means, how to get it, as well as some training items for you too. All right. Well, Chrissy, I am going to pass it back to you to close us out.
Thank you. Okay. So that was a lot of great information. I hope everybody got a lot out of that. I always am myself as we get these new updates in, and it is very exciting. But before we end, and if you have any closing questions, we just want to let you know that these webinars are recorded and will be posted on our support site at support.oneeach.com. So you can share them with your team members, have access to them whenever you need. If you're having any issues as you're building content, any things come up on your website that need to be addressed, you can always submit a support ticket at support.oneeach.com as well. You'll see a little link at the top right corner where you can submit a support ticket. As always, we urge you to book meetings with your account managers. We're here to help. A lot of this can be overwhelming with all the different content types and things that you can do on your site. So we definitely don't want you to stress out. We invite you to reach out to us anytime. That's what your contract with us includes. You can book a meeting with Christina at oneeach.com/Christina, or of course with myself, oneeach.com/Chrissy. The two Christinas. People get us confused sometimes with our names. And then, we're really looking forward to more of these webinars, keeping them going quarterly. So you can see here, there's the 2024 schedule. Thursday, March 14th, Thursday, June 13th, Thursday, September 12th, and Thursday, December 12th. In topic requests, we want to be delivering what you want to learn about. So if you think of anything on the site that you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I need more help with, please send us those requests, because we want these to be valuable for you and for you to be getting the most out of them. So there's a survey here, this link here that you can fill out easily, and just let us know what you'd like to learn about. And that's pretty much it. Any closing questions, anything that we talked about today, or even if it's something else, we're here for you. You can still post in the Q&A, or you can reach out to one of us as your account manager, and we'll certainly help you with your questions.
I think we're
No
we're
more
good. We can probably wrap it up. We'll look forward to hearing from everybody
Yeah.
with questions if you have them.
Yeah. All right. Thanks
All
everybody for
right.
joining.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.